After 1,000 years.
After
We're finally
1,000
free.
years.
1,000 years.
I can finally get out of this garbage can.
See, now it's more
It was
appropriate.
gross in there.
It's more appropriate now than the last time I did it, since Rita's literally coming to the fucking game now.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Man, I fucking love Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Battle for the Grid specifically.
That's pretty
because
good.
I don't know anything about.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't play the game, but I know all about the fucking series. But you play the game,
I
and
play
you really
the
know
game,
what's about the
know
series.
nothing. Know nothing. I know what people told me from the years of playing the game.
Yeah.
Series. I know RJ and Daishi are enemies. I know Udana's an old woman. Or older, I should say. Not old, but she's older.
Yeah, she's a mom in the series.
Yeah.
Damn it, dude.
What else is there? There's
We have a married couple now in the cast.
Oh, is
Yeah,
there?
Rita and Zed, bro.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah.
that's what you mean.
Are they even really
Oh, well, I mean,
married?
there's Goldar and Scorpina.
What government was like, this, we ordained this marriage? They are now legally together.
Wait, are Goldar and Scorpina
all-
married?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Goldar and Scorpina are a couple.
That's
Well,
why they have
that's
similar
different.
designs.
I'm pretty sure they're married. I'm gonna look it up. Are
Aren't they in like different
and-
series? Isn't Scorpina in like a later one?
No, she's in
Well,
she's in
later
Mighty
than
Morphin.
Goldar, I should say.
They were originally married and eventually had a child at the end of Z Ranger. So yes, they are married.
Well, only in the Japanese one, not in English.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, Z Ranger is the original like Mighty Morphin. Yeah. But you know what? I'll count it. We have 2 married couples, and they're all bad guys.
And they're all villains. Only villains can be out.
Only villains get
That's
married.
because all the fucking good guys are like teenagers or fucking like.
That's
Yeah,
military
dude, I live in
officials.
America. That's a good time. We've been doing that shit since the 1700s. Let's go.
Yeah, all you need is the parents' permission.
Yeah.
Technically.
Wow,
Well, it's like
that's
all
sick.
of the Power Rangers are supposed to be like high schoolers or like maybe college students,
Yeah.
but they're all like at the very least like through their early 20s, you know?
yeah, they're all like clearly like older people.
Man, back in the day, what's it called, the guy with the ponytail?
Oh, Tommy?
Tommy,
Tommy, yeah. I'm like, is that what I'm gonna look like in high school?
he was
No.
huge. Like
That man was both jacked and had like the chiseled face. and
they all look like adults. Like fucking Billy looked like a fucking teacher. Fucking old. They were all like none of them were ever convincing as teenagers. I don't know why they even fucking bothered. I guess because they could sell the show, but like they
Yeah,
should
dude.
just be like they're volunteers at a youth center or some shit. You know?
Fucking. Well, they needed a place for people to convene where they didn't have to drink so they could sell it to kids. And having a juice bar was like in the 90s, so.
Yeah.
Real talk. Why the fuck don't we have juice bars around anymore? I'm so sad.
Fucking lame.
No, that's cool.
the sadness in your voice. No.
Like,
I don't know, man. I don't see the point. Why don't you go to a regular bar?
cause I don't
Order
want to
juice.
drink. Maybe I want some
Drink.
fucking carrot juice.
My bar sells carrot juice.
Your bar sells carrot juice.
Tomato. Yeah, we sell like tomato juice and all kinds of shit.
Okay, well,
I
fuck.
have to get drunk at a bar, dude. There's other things to do.
Yeah, I know, like play
There
pool
is
for
other
$1 a
things
game.
to do. Yeah, you could,
What?
You're not wrong. Or play darts for free.
Dude, fucking,
Yeah.
okay, why is it the like, cheapest freaking billiards, like, tables I can find are at these, like, dingy-ass, like, I'm gonna get stabbed outside bars?
Because that's how they get you.
That's the trade-off.
You start going there constantly, and then everybody knows you, and no longer getting stabbed.
The less likely you are to get stabbed, the more expensive the shit's gonna be.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's fair. I didn't thought about that.
And
I didn't think about it as
you think
stab
about-
insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to think about it, though. If you go there enough, as long as you know everybody there, you have a lower chance of getting stabbed until you make enemies.
I mean, dude,
Right, yeah,
have
it's
you
like
met
piss
me?
somebody off.
Like, as soon as someone meets me, I have a higher chance of being stabbed.
You're likely to like beat someone up in a bar and then they come back and just shoot you.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, at least then I'm dead.
yeah.
You know, like, could be worse.
Could be.
Could be.
They could miss and then you're blind, but not dead.
Then I can play guitar though. I can play guitar blind.
What if they
Okay, you know,
what if they shot you in the head and you were totally fine, but you just forgot how to play guitar?
Well,
then,
I'd ask for another bullet.
What about if you never remembered that you knew how to play guitar, but you could play it if you put the guitar?
It just completely erased all memory you had of the guitar.
like until you put the guitar in your hand, you didn't know you could play it.
Like in X-Men Origins Wolverine, where they erase his memory by shooting him in the brain twice.
Which apparently technically would work scientifically.
It could work, I guess, but
Assuming
the idea
But
that
what if
assuming
shoot
that
someone
you
in the head
you
and they
know
lose-
could survive
But-
2 bullets to the head.
the idea that you shoot someone in the head and they lose the specific memories that you wanted them to lose, you know?
But the thing is, wouldn't his brain just repair itself?
Well, that's the thing. Memories are electrical impulses.
right. Yeah, I guess that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So they're not actually like matter.
Yeah, so if you just rearrange it like in the slightly incorrect way, they'll just shoot in the
But
wrong order.
here's the
make you
deal,
forget
though.
your memories,
Like
I
in,
guess.
in the comic books, he's been like completely fucking incinerated down to a skeleton, and then he's regenerated, and he's still
And had
been
his
totally
memories.
fine. Yeah, he's still always had all his memories. So
Yeah. Well,
yes.
dude. Come on, man.
yeah.
I'm getting upset about a real world application of science to a comic book movie. Fuck off.
Right, yeah, it's just ridiculous shit. It's just funny. It's just the only time it ever gets in the way is when this story tries to explain shit using it instead of just being like, "Oh, he bumped his head and forgot." You know, That
Yeah.
would've been totally fine as well.
It's one of those things where it's like the more lore. Actually, this is like the J.K. Rowling problem. Like the first piece of media that you put out is like really good and self-contained, and then you keep adding to
Yeah.
it.
Right, like the more simple it is, the more kind of better it is in a way because it's not, full of a bunch of bullshit. Because eventually you start going, okay, now it just sounds like bullshit. When before it was just, his trauma made him lose his memory, and
Yeah.
that was it. That was fine. But now it's all, oh, they shot him in the head and did such and such and all this other shit to him. It's like, okay, that's too much.
It's like plastic wrap. If you pull it tight and everything corner, it's kind of crystal clear. You got no potholes. As soon as you start pulling it too much, it starts ripping and tearing, and you start seeing the holes.
Yeah.
Start seeing issues with it.
Yeah, that's.
You don't want to stretch your story too thin.
I just like, man. I get wanting to expound on a world or expand on a world and stuff, especially one that you created. But like, stop.
I mean, that is kind of the problem with like Western comics in general. It's just, well, mostly with like DC and Marvel, I guess, where these characters have been around for so long, and they're not willing to like move on to some other different characters that now like Spider-Man and the X-Men and Superman and Batman. They're all so stretched thin. It's like, there's not a lot you can do that's very interesting with these characters anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's like, especially like I kind of get like Spider-Man and like singular superheroes that are their namesake. That you can't really like
Yeah.
replace without like replacing the character. But like X-Men was never like just one group. It was like a rotating cast.
Right, yeah, and there were usually multiple. Eventually, there were like multiple groups of X-Men running around, and different teams, different leaders with different goals and shit.
Yeah, and it's like obviously like some people turn into frogs, so like whatever. But like some of it was cool. Like
Yeah.
Does anyone ever replace Professor X?
Yeah, but because once it was kind of revealed that Professor X was a piece of shit, like they started having like Wolverine at one point became like the leader of the X-Men, and then they had like the Jean Grey Institute for a little while. Then like Cyclops became the leader of his own team of X-Men. Then there was Magneto. So
who the fuck is Jason Scott?
Jason Scott.
That's Power Rangers, right? Red Ranger.
Isn't he like
Yeah.
Jason Scott Lee or something like that?
Well, yeah, that's an actor, but Jason Scott is fucking the Red Power Ranger, and I couldn't remember Scott Summers. That's Cyclops.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah, for some reason I thought I had Jason Scott in my head. I'm just like, I know that's not right.
Jason
Scott
Summers, the
honestly,
greatest Power Ranger ever.
because he is the Red Ranger and the leader and shit, so that's not really too far off. Because Cyclops was like the leader of the X-Men for a long ass time.
Yeah.
He is like the de facto like field leader, basically.
Like now, all I imagine is Jason Scott in Power Rangers Battle for the Grid getting optic blasts.
That would be
It's
right.
like all his gunshots are replaced with that, and then like the Omega Beam comes out for his super.
Sounds
Dude, I would love that
another
skin,
excellent
unironically.
fighting game. Yeah. I would also contend that people like, even though like yeah, Spider-Man is stretched thin and shit. Now I would argue that Spider-Man has like a handful of good stories, and the rest are just fucking ass.
Mephisto, anyone?
Like people, like he's like people like the idea of the guy, but
Well, it's because he's like the most relatable superhero.
yeah, but then he has stories where he's fighting interdimensional vampires who want to suck his blood because he's a fucking spider avatar.
Well, fuck, interdimensional vampires want to suck my blood too. It's just I'm not a spider,
There was-
so
There was
dude,
one
I relate.
time- There was one time he literally dies, and then a bunch of spiders make like a big cocoon for him, and he cracks out of it, and he gets new powers, and he's a completely different person.
Yeah,
I just imagine like his blood is replaced with spiders. It's just a corpse walking around.
I mean, that's basically kind of what it was when they do it later with Kane, who's like his clone. He becomes like this weird spider monster. Like he's still shaped like a man, but he has the features of a spider. It's fucking weird. But
yeah. There's a reason I can't get into Spider-Man comics because if that shit is around any fucking corner of a page, I'm just like, you know what? I don't need to do this with my life.
anytime they step out of, you know, Peter Parker being a regular guy who also happens to have superpowers, you know, anytime they step out of that kind of range, the stories get kind of dumb. Like when Norman Osborn was fucking Gwen Stacy and they had twins.
Yeah, that was just odd.
What? Okay. Guess that's the thing that happened.
Yeah, it was in the comics.
It's a really infamous storyline where, you know, some really gross things happened. But they recently retconned it or whatever, so
Smart.
they basically just went, it was all a lie. You know, just pretending that storyline basically never happened. Everything they were telling them was just not true.
The worst part is like, not the worst part, but like the funny part is like in a vacuum, I actually don't care that much. You know,
Yeah.
but
No.
because she was dating what's his bitch at the time, right? Spider-Man at the time
Yeah.
that was happening.
It's 'cause- yeah, this is like right before she died.
Yeah, and it's just like this doesn't seem in character for her.
It completely wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just one of those things where they were trying to write like a shocking storyline, like a shocking dark storyline for the time. It just fell completely flat.
I'm trying to like think how much I hate or enjoy It Was All a Lie as a concept to being able to write better things.
Yeah.
But the only issue is that, like, if you write something bad and go it's all a lie too much, then it becomes worthless and none of your writing matters.
Yeah, it just depends. Yeah, it really just depends on what
Yeah.
you're doing. It depends on the tone. Like, some things can get, like, No More Heroes gets away with a lot of the it was all a lie type shit because it's a very light tone and you're not really meant to take a ton of it seriously. And it's not like a truly linear normal story, you know. It's a fucking weird dream story basically. But with like the Marvel universe, everything is meant to be pretty concrete as you're seeing it. Like, it's not all supposed to be up for interpretation. So,
Yeah.
you know, with two people are fucking, and then somebody goes, you had weird mutant clones, you know, like as twins or whatever, and then someone
It's
just comes
hard
along.
to kind of walk that back.
Yeah, someone just comes along later and goes, it was all a lie. It's like, whatever, you know. It's like, why'd you even bother doing it in the first? Like, why? Like, what was the point of the
Why'd
lie?
you waste my time?
Yeah.
Why'd you waste my time?
Yeah.
I think
I don't know, man.
like any cliche, it was fine the first time it happened, and then after that, people were like, "Well, we've heard this 10,000 times now."
Yeah, because they do that shit with all the time when some character dies, you know. It's like, oh, they blew up. Like, well, did you see their body? No, well, then they're probably still out there, you know. But the characters would be like, oh, they're dead, and they stay gone for like 6 months, and they come back, and like, what happened to you? It's like, well, I just pretended to be dead. And it's like, well, why? So,
Yeah, at least
all
at least
just
pull
some
a Bruce
convoluted
Wayne
story
and
shit.
fucking Dark Knight Rises and be stuck in a hole for like 6 months.
so I mean, like, this has been done correctly. Like, when Bane broke Batman's back, he didn't just, he basically had to quit for a little while, you know. He had to get a replacement. He didn't just, you know, it wasn't all, oh, I was just pretending that my spine was broken because I wanted to be Bruce Wayne for a while. You know, that's just unsatisfying.
Yeah.
Anyway. What episode is this?
Oh,
110.
No, we're further than that.
You go look it up.
I'll just look at my episodes that I have saved on here.
Exactly, that's what I'm working on doing. Podcast.
Damn it! I've recorded so much shit since then.
114.
Yeah, 114.
114.
Cool.
I was telling Kaz this, but my band is like finishing up recording our first EP.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're doing it all at home, so it's not like super, perfect like recording whatever. But we have a friend who can mix it for us and all that kind of jazz. So we're finally getting shit done, which is nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty rad.
So hopefully that'll get out sometime soon. And good lord, finally.
There's always that feeling of finally getting something done.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, we have enough songs to essentially fill 2 albums.
Nice.
And they're not all like winners, but like we've been essentially just like practicing and writing for almost 2 years now. So like some of these don't suck, and so we want to get them out.
Yeah, it's like having like a 6-hour long cut of a movie and having to cut it down to just the good shit.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. Or what were the two? Oh, Back to the Future 2 and 3. It's like that, where we have like enough stuff for probably
like
3 films.
Like a continuation. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we just gotta fucking finish shit up. It'll be fine though.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. That's what I've been up to. Although, dude, okay, so I don't know. God, it's been like a month, right?
It's been a little. I think it's been more than a month.
Yeah.
Like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I ended up telling you guys, but I've got hired as a guitar tech.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I think we did. I think we might have been talking about that you were trying to do that.
Yeah. Well, I got hired.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Congrats.
the good news is I get to work with guitars all day. The bad news is people bring in their guitars all day. So here, I'll show you guys a couple of pictures of like the grody ass ones that I've had to work on. But I like to take pictures of all the like the nice ones that I work on, and also just like the disgusting ones that I'm just like, dude, how is this bad?
Yoink. Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
This looks like it's been sitting in somebody's fucking like basement or something for a minute. Ugh.
It's a fun time, man, being a guitar tech.
I was thinking about that the other day, like in the kitchen of our bar, like some guys came and they had to replace the our dishwasher because it was just fucking old, and like I was like they had to like pull it out and look at all the gross shit underneath and behind it and shit, and I'm like, man, this is like one of the worst jobs ever. It's disgusting.
The worst part is when you can't convince people to get their guitars cleaned. And you just have to work on their grody ass guitars.
Ugh.
And it's just like, well, because like, that's kind of like part of the job is upselling to like the cleaning stuff.
Right.
But 90% of the time, I do that at home anyway, so I don't feel bad, Like, I'm not like trying to upsell them like a extra $1,000 or whatever. It's like an extra $20 from a regular setup, and it's something that I do at home. So,
Right.
and I feel like kind of justified. But like, some of these people will come in with guitars like that, and it's just like, I'm just like, dude, like, I realize like maybe you don't want to do this right now, but like for the love of God, just wipe down your guitar after you're done playing, like, please.
Right. Just for like 2 seconds, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
it'll save you.
That grease buildup is it's rough.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like if you look at that second, the acoustic picture, freaking, you can
Yeah.
see I've done the first 4 frets, and the other ones are not done. You can just see the first like the difference of just like, oh, these are nice and
Right.
shiny, and oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's grody.
Yeah.
And like shit like that, like it stinks. Like it literally smells. Like you can smell the
Yeah.
grime and shit off of stuff like that usually.
Oh my
like
God.
whenever it gets that bad. Like that's just ugh.
Oh, you guys would love this. Actually, there was a guitar that came in that I'm 90% sure I got a contact high from. Like,
Really? That's funny.
you open the bag and it's just like, oh, that's dank. Like,
That's pretty good.
That,
probably-
that guy.
they probably
that
ho-
guy plays guitar.
They probably hold their shit in there in the guitar bag along with their fucking guitar.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
I was gonna say that guy works at a dispensary and he just plays guitar outside every now and then.
Dude. No, I mean, like, it was fine. The guitar itself wasn't that bad. But it was just like, you open it up, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Like,
That's
I
nasty.
know what you do on your spare
yeah.
time.
So I
great.
talked to him after. And I was like, hey, man, like, is the guitar around a lot of smoke? And he was just like, yeah, I guess. And I'm just like, yeah, keep it in its case when there's smoke, okay? And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know you guys are like a Grateful Dead cover band, but
Yeah.
Jesus.
Give me some warning next time. I pulled it out of the back,
Like-
and I was just like, boom.
You pull it out and it's literally just.
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm failing my drug test. Like,
Right, yeah.
not my fault.
Just like, that's great.
Yeah. No, but those are
cool,
fun.
though.
I work on.
I have another buddy who's who's like repairing instruments. He quit his teaching job and he started repairing instruments.
Yeah, it can be pretty profitable,
Yeah.
especially because like a bunch of people bought guitars during the pandemic, or musical instruments,
Oh
I should
yeah.
say, and they didn't like. A lot of people have been doing it for the first time, so like they don't know. Like a lot of people don't know you have to
just-
change your strings on guitars.
They're just breaking the fuck out of their shit.
Yeah, or it's just like grody or
Yeah.
poorly set up or whatever. So
Just not well maintained.
yeah, which is like whatever. Like I was a beginner once too. I get it,
All right. Yeah.
but it's like not a bad gig. So
That's dope. That's dope.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a new job too. I started working at a hipster bar.
Very nice.
I think I might have talked about it a little bit before. It's a pretty cool company. They're very like they are allowing their employees to express themselves in a way I appreciate a lot.
Okay, well that's cool.
They're like it's like a young like progressive company, so they're very much about like, you know, people actually enjoying working there, which is good.
That's how you keep people there.
Yeah, and they like we're the ones making all the foods and all the cocktails and all the you know, basically all the designs for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sick.
yeah, it's a pretty cool place. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about it too much because
Yeah.
so they had some pretty like not super strict rules about talking about what we're doing and stuff, but still some pretty almost NDA level shit.
Interesting.
It's best to not push the boundaries if you like the job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we-
and they're also very competitive with other places. So if they talk too much about what we're actually
Oh.
doing, you know,
Gotcha.
they don't want to have their ideas stolen or anything.
That makes sense. That's cool though. Good shit, man.
Yeah. Good pay too. It's dope.
Nice.
Means I don't mind driving 30 minutes downtown. You know, get there.
Hey, same.
I feel you on that. I still work at the same place. We have more employees now though, and it's
Oh.
fantastic.
Oh. Are
It
you
feels so good.
so? Are you like? Is it just more people working there, like doing one thing, or is it actually more people? Like everybody's, like you got more
Every
people
part-
everywhere.
Everywhere. So we got more
Okay.
in stores. We got more drivers. I get 2 days off a week now.
Nice.
At work, it's not like a slam fest every time a rush happens. But now there's the chance of having too many drivers in the store at once, and I'm like, I don't mind. I
Yeah.
don't mind at all. I'm the closing driver, so I'd rather have too many people there because everyone leaves at 10 anyways. So that way I can actually get my job done.
Yeah, I was asking because like usually when I was working at Pizza Hut, whenever we got new people, it wouldn't be like a new person for the line or a new like cook or anything or a new person answering phones. It was always like a new driver.
Oh yeah,
Like, we
it
don't
always starts
need-
out as a new.
And we were like a small store. You didn't need a fucking another driver. We usually had like 4 or 5 just bumping around. So
Yeah, so you always need more in-store people.
yeah, which we never fucking got.
We still don't get in-store people. Like, it's rare to get It's because people don't realize is that in-stores don't make much money, yet they do the hardest job in the store.
Right.
It's the stupidest system.
That is kind of how my job right now, working the kitchen at my current job is. I'm like the only one in there for the most part. So I'm for like the last 2.5 months, I've just been busting my ass. I've only recently got like a decent amount of time off, but it's still like worth it, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that's good that they're fucking finally getting you some help. Like holy shit.
Yeah. And
How are your customers? Are they worse?
You have
like after post pandemic customers, you know.
you have a couple people who are really annoying, but like for the most part, it's been better for the most part. Like tips are starting to go back down to where they used to be, but for a while they were way up.
Yeah.
Everyone felt bad for us being like the front line, and I'm like,
essential workers.
Sure. I bring in your food just like I did last week, but this time I'm wearing a mask.
Right, yeah. And that means you get a bigger tip. You're risking your life, Cameron.
It's like the gotcha game version of pizza delivery. You can tip me $3 and I won't wear a mask, or you can pay $5
and I will wear a mask. That's funny. But you know what?
Yeah.
But there are like delivery services that actually do have shit like that. Because I'm pretty sure Uber Eats has like you like save $1 for like a little bit longer waiting time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
there's weird stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like people are actually doing that shit. So I'm kind of surprised they haven't. Some places haven't done like a. Would you like a COVID, order, or would you like a non-COVID order, whatever the fuck?
I kind of hate living in Florida right now.
I bet you do. It's a fucking death trap everywhere you go.
I kind of hate it because we kind of are like the worst place about wearing masks.
Yeah.
I went to over this last month and a half, I went to a fighting game tournament, and I went up to Philadelphia to compete at Summer Jam.
Nice.
And can I tell you, there's a massive difference when it comes to that. It's just funny to see people wearing masks everywhere compared to what I'm normally used to, where it's like 1 or 2 people wearing a mask, and that's it.
Yeah, man. Florida is basically some bullshit.
That's a good way to say that.
I don't know why you decide to stick around.
I don't want to. It's just I'm here.
Well, I mean,
I just don't want to be broke. Is the thing.
Well, I was gonna say like you should come to California, but if you don't want to be broke, don't come to California.
Yeah, that's like the
you
main
should
reason
come
why I
to
haven't.
you should come to Indiana. It's like Florida, except the people are a little more civilized. Not a lot of masks. Not a lot of masks here either, but at least people are willing to argue about it. Not everybody's not just like, fuck mask, vaccine. I don't even know her. Donald Trump is a god. That kind of bullshit,
Yeah, but yeah. So, but fighting game tournament, did a good job, had fun. Could have done better, but oh well.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun for my first fighting game tournament.
Was it all one game or was it multiple games?
It was a bunch of different games. So there was so Saturday had a bunch of like random games. So it had Power Rangers, it had the old Guilty Gears, it had Soul Calibur, it had Samurai Showdown, and like the older version of Samurai Showdown 2, I think, as well.
Oh, I think I think that's like the really good one.
There was Street Fighter, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. There was Guilty Gear.
Wait. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, or just Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite?
So there was Marvel Infinite and there was Ultimate. I believe there was both.
Okay.
And then there was Guilty Gear Strive, and I think there might have been a couple others, but yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of different games.
Nice.
Cool. Nice
I
little spread there.
I competed in and Grand Blue. I competed in Grand Blue, Power Rangers, and Strive.
Okay. How'd you do?
Well, in Power Rangers, I got 5th, which I'm pissed about because probably should have gotten 3rd. But
Yeah, you probably just that 5th sounds a little low for you
Yeah, what the fuck, bro?
So-
in Power Rangers.
I went 2 and 3 in both my matches that I lost.
Okay,
I won the first 2 games and then died.
that's usually like there's like a little bit of training is usually the difference between that. Like,
Yeah, I
you're
just
slacking somewhere.
So, the first one that I lost was against the Karagasune, where I lost because Eric's hitbox is weird, and if you don't anti-air him during a combo at a specific time, he just falls over the top of you. So I missed the time by like a minute, just like probably about 2 frames is what I missed it by. So he fell over the top of me, and then because Udana's anti-air is like the worst thing in the world, I was stuck there. He stood up and punished me.
Yeah. Udana's anti-air blows. Hot dick.
Yeah. So that sucked, and then from there I just kind of lost. Even though that round I would have won if I hit that, but I didn't. So oh well. And then the other one was against Sun Dula. Dula is he is the turtle of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. That man will sit there and block,
Okay.
and that's it. And my playstyle is force the scramble, make them come to you, and then die by pressing the wrong button. So, yeah, lost to him. But it was good. It was fun. It was a ton of fun. We then went back to the hotel rooms, and we just played the fuck out of the Power Rangers.
And you all caught COVID.
And we all totally caught COVID. That's the real reason why we've been gone for a month and a half.
Yeah, we had to fight COVID.
Yeah. I was on the front lines with a sword and shield.
The amount of people in my store who've gotten COVID is ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's like 4 different people. 5.
Jesus. That's a lot.
It's a little much.
I wonder why.
Again, yeah, but say you do live in Florida.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I bet everybody there knows at least 5 people that got that shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah, so I played that. That was fun. I got a PS5 now, so been playing the fuck out of Demon Souls. That game is fan-fucking-tastic.
Nice.
And it feels no different than most other fighting games. So, or most
I
other
was gonna say Demon
Souls
Souls.
games.
Is Demon Souls a fighting game?
I mean, I'm sure there's a mod out there coming.
It is a fighting game. You're just not fighting other humans.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you do fight in
there's
the
online.
game.
There's online that technically there is a fighting game aspect to
Dark
it.
Souls 3 had a purely PvP mode that sent you to like a special area where you fought and shit. So I wouldn't be surprised. Like they were like, "Hey, for Demon Souls, we're gonna do the same thing."
Oh, you know what I just thought of? Soul Calibur, but it gives you Demon Souls mechanics.
You know what I want?
Soul Calibur characters.
Yeah, but you get the lock-on feature of Demon Souls, and you actually get to like move like Demon Souls.
So like a third-person Soul Calibur game,
Yeah,
just like hack and slash basically.
yeah, but like still like 1v1 fights. It's just I would like to be able to roll and dodge and stuff like that. Like literally the same buttons as are in Soul Calibur, except you get a roll function.
I guess.
I think that'd be fucking sick.
I prefer a roll function over a fucking block button.
Or a sidestep.
That's so fucking annoying.
You know what I've wanted for years? That I feel like someone hinted at, like, freaking. I want a Kingdom Hearts fighting game.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, actually, that would
Yeah,
make sense.
because there are a goddamn butt fuck million characters that
Yeah,
you
and
can
then
do
Sora-
shit with.
Sora and Riku would be your Ryu and
Your
Ken.
Shotos, basically.
Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have your Chun-Li, which is Kairi.
Oh God, please don't.
You think Kairi would be playable?
Yes, I do actually.
Foolishness.
But
Well, actually, what I was thinking was,
Kairi was barely Kairi wasn't even playable in the fucking 3 mainline games or whatever the fuck.
yeah, no, no.
They
She's
put
the
a-
joke character.
They put it, yeah, exactly. She'd be like the Hercule.
The Faust.
She doesn't have any actually fighting moves. She has other characters jump in for her, or she just sings and that does damage.
I mean, she has a Keyblade, but yeah, she's weak as shit.
Yeah.
But no, like
Oh.
I always thought it'd be really cool if you could create your own character for that, because like they obviously have like a really solid like idea like style for Kingdom
Template.
Hearts.
For Kingdom Hearts characters, because they all already look like create your own
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah, dude, fucking like create your own
Especially,
character
like-
and then
Especially the fucking Organization 13 characters, who are literally
My
just
characters-
like a head. That's the design.
yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
and then
My
there's so
char-
many fucking
my
Keyblade
characters-
too. Like
Yeah.
My character's name will just be Remember Me.
Remember? That's literally like half the plot of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
got it
So
memorized?
remembering
No,
characters.
actually, I don't.
Got it memorized.
Well, not even that. Like characters literally going, "You will forget me because whatever." Like Naminé and shit,
Yeah.
and all those characters. You just literally don't remember them because they cease to exist.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know. Like I kind of get how they didn't jump on that, but there were a couple games where they had like 358/2. Like they had PvP in that. You could actually like
But
fight
would-
other people.
Would the Kingdom Hearts fandom want like a fighting game?
I don't know, but like
I really don't think that. I don't think that's in the Kingdom Hearts fandom's like interest. Like for the most part, I'm sure. Like I know they're like yes, and maybe like another like decent chunk, but I don't think it's enough of them to make it worth it. You know.
yeah, I guess so. Like it is one of those things where it's like I know that there is crossover there, but yeah, I don't know if it would be enough. But like people would fucking buy it just to buy it.
Just because it's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, well, especially if they
I-
give it
I-
a story mode of like creating your own character and stuff, like people would definitely buy it.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
you say the same thing, but Final Fantasy did it.
With Dissidia.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
look
but
how
those
that's
aren't, like,
old.
traditional You're right, exactly. And those aren't traditional fighting games either. They're like
No,
weird
the
hybrid games.
first couple were like closer to like what you would expect from a fighting game, and then you got the newest one where
Yeah,
it
then
was
they,
like
they
the
started to
33.
change them because they were like, this isn't selling enough. People like them,
Yeah.
but they aren't doing anything.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, it's like it seems like it's too ripe of a franchise to not have some sort of competitiveness to it, you know?
Right, yeah. Give us fucking a Kingdom Hearts racing game or some shit.
Yeah.
Anything.
Like,
Like,
they have-
there's so many characters. People would love to just pick whoever the fuck their favorite character is and pit them against Sora and Riku and Donald and Goofy and all that shit and you know, whatever competitive game. There should be like a Kingdom Hearts party game, like a Mario Party style game.
There is, and it apparently sucks mad cock.
What? What is it?
I thought there was like a standalone version of the Destiny board that was in Birth by Sleep.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I thought there was Kingdom
not
Hearts
sure.
party game. I guess not. I thought there was a standalone version of the Destiny board, but maybe I was just thinking about that. But anyway,
That. But I mean, they're just waiting for Sakurai to put Sora in Smash, so that's why there's no fighting game or
dude,
whatever.
if Sora goes to Smash, Smash will unironically be the only fucking game I play. Like, I'm like, you know what? Close enough. Like,
Could
oh
you
my God.
imagine? I don't know. Could you imagine if Sora was really the last character? How shitty so many people would be.
Oh man.
Just the massive amount of salt
Yeah.
and bitterness that would come from that. I feel like the last
Yeah.
character has to be like a Nintendo character or like a Smash Bros.
Just make it
specific
Waluigi.
character. It probably
Just
would
make
be.
it Waluigi.
They need to make a fucking what's his name? That loser from Super Mario RPG, Gino.
Oh, Gino. Gino's technically in it.
as an
but who
assist
cares?
trophy, or
Yeah, it's like an assist trophy.
No. No. He's a what's it called a skin.
for
Oh,
what?
that's right, yeah, because he's like a Mii fighter
Oh,
or whatever.
that doesn't count.
Yeah.
He's a me skin.
I'm playing
Yeah, but that
Mario
usually
RPG
that
right
usually
now.
means they aren't going to get into the shit. No,
I
like
guess.
Travis Touchdown can't get in, Isaac
Man.
can't get in, Dante
My-
can't get in.
I still love the meme about Travis Touchdown breaking down crying because he got in.
Yeah, like I think like the what was like the Dante one was like, oh, I'm just a Mii fighter, and the fucking Travis Touchdown one was like, I'm a Mii fighter, I'm in Smash, yes.
He's like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't make it in Smash. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm in there.
That actually made me want Travis Touchdown in it more because it was like he deserves it.
Look at him crying, just happy that
Uh.
he's even considered. My boy.
Yeah, it'll probably be like I don't even really care for it to be Gino or anything, but like since the rumors have been around that he's gonna be in the game since like Melee, you know, and he's been like the biggest rumor ever, I would be surprised if Sakurai was or if Nintendo, Sakurai, and Square Enix all finally came to a decision and were like, all right, we'll put him in there for those fans that really, really, really want him in there.
I would
But
play him if I ever actually played Smash.
yeah,
It's like, dude, I wanted to play Joker when he came out, and then I realized that Smash Online sucked mad cock, and nobody in my house wants to play with me. So I was just like,
Exactly.
you know
Every
what? I'm good.
Every time I think about buying it, get into it, I'm like, nah, because there's only so long I could play the fucking computer or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like I
Yeah.
got Rivals of Aether on PC, and
Yeah.
like, why would I ever play Smash if I can play that? Because the fucking connections are
Right.
just way better.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Smash is like having like with how bad the online is. It might as well just be like having a bunch of statues of toys, like of Nintendo and video game characters, stacked up on your desk or something. You know, it's just kind of look at this game where I can have all these characters fight each other. It's like, can you fight other people in it? No. Okay then.
Well, you know what is coming out though that is looking kind of interesting
What's that?
because since we're talking about Smash is Nickelodeon Toon
Oh,
Brawl or
yes,
whatever
yes,
it is.
yes.
Yeah, they've been putting out move lists and shit.
So
They're going hard. They're like, you guys, this is a fighting game, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's exactly. They're like, this is a fighting game. This is a competitive fighting game.
That has rollback, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it
It
does.
does. That was like one of the first things they said.
Yep.
Because
But,
they know. Because they know.
They do know. The only thing is that they got a lot of work to do to become a mainstay fighting game rather than just an indie that
Right, like a
play.
flash in the pan type thing that,
Yeah.
you know.
Although I think a ton of people are going to buy it, which is going to give them a ton of money to work with.
Right.
But it depends on where they take it from there, because a ton of people are going to buy it just for the novelty of getting it.
Right. But will it last as an actual game that people play?
Yeah.
Like, will it be like that SpongeBob Rehydrated game we talked about however fucking long ago? Or will it
Yeah.
actually be a game people play?
Because I know there was a big interview for it recently where they talked about getting voice actors and stuff like that and
Yeah.
more audio and stuff. And they're like, if we get money, we'll think about doing that, right?
I hope
So
they
when
get like the actual voice actors for the most part. I'm pretty sure a couple of them are dead for some of these characters, but I hope they
Yeah.
get I think like maybe Buttered
I
Toast
mean-
Man's character is dead, but I think they
Same
They-
thing with SpongeBob.
wait, no, SpongeBob, Tom Kenny is still alive.
Is it the creator of SpongeBob?
Yeah, the
that died?
Yeah.
creator died. Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay. I got those mixed up.
But I just don't want to hear like, you know, those fake voices that they use for video games sometimes for
Yeah.
like these characters.
Yeah.
Because that was that was part of the problem with like the SpongeBob game that they released, the remake or whatever. They had a bunch of like, they had like not Mr. Krabs and not Plankton and not Squidward and not Patrick. I think Tom Kenny was like the only one who did his actual voice.
Which is again, those are expensive things. So like,
That's true.
I
Yeah,
hope-
like Clancy Brown is a like well-renowned like voice actor now. Like I'm not surprised that they couldn't get him, but some of those guys, they ain't doing shit. You could have got them.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just hope that they get some voice in there, because I've been talking about this recently, where like that's one of the things that I really hate about Power Rangers is that there's not enough voice lines for a fighting game.
There's something I noticed. A lot of the same like grunts and shit happening all the time. A lot of the same lines.
A lot of the new fighting games don't have. But I mean, it's because the arcade culture, you want your game to be loud and obnoxious.
Yeah.
But after like arcade culture kind of died down, that's what I remember about fighting games is these loud and obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I need that in my fighting games now. I need it. And Power Rangers does not give that to me.
Yeah, it feels very like held back almost in a way.
Like when a character does a move, they should be calling their move out, not just.
Right. That's why like Street Fighter characters would say the entire fucking name of their moves in like 1 second. Just you know.
Hasabakaduken!
Yeah. You're gonna hear that shit. It's gonna be nice and loud, and you're like, "What was that?" Yeah. You're gonna turn your stupid head around the arcade because you heard Chun-Li fucking hit somebody with a fucking long ass attack.
But then it cuts off halfway and you hear
Right.
a different one. And you're like, what is going on over there?
And then and it makes you rush over to the cabinet and you look at Street Fighter and your mind is blown and you play it and then you're like,
But,
this
like-
is great. But what's that over there?
And then
Is
you
the-
hear MVC2 Storm going,
Exactly. Yeah. It's funny.
sing, 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 sing. Strider just doing loops. But
There's
yeah,
a-
like I need more audio in my games.
Right,
that's
yeah,
all.
exactly. I think a lot of fighting games could have like stronger sound design, especially these days. Like I think even like Guilty Gear, like I don't know, like after a while, it just listening to Guilty Gear gets kind of boring, you know?
See, like the good thing about Guilty Gear is like obviously it is a little bit quieter, like the newer ones, but it has badass background music.
Right,
so
right, yeah.
At least the game's quiet enough for you to hear the music.
The music basically saves it most of the time because
Yeah.
a lot of times when I'm just sitting there and the music's kind of dying down, I'm just hitting something. It's like, I'm kind of bored. The hype's going down, but that music jumps back in and saves the day.
51 seconds. Now that's a good number.
And what else? No, I think that because what the fuck else was I playing? I was recently playing something that I was like, man, this game just sounds amazing. I think it was No More Heroes 3, but No More Heroes 3 just like every time you press a button, just it sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Trying to think of what games are like that. See, something you might have been playing recently. I don't know.
I know like Dark Souls and shit usually has like good sound design.
Sound design, yeah. Man,
know.
Demon Souls, I fucking hate this sound design. Not because it's bad, but because it scares me. Like, I'm so terrified just walking around because you hear noises constantly. You're like,
Yeah.
is that something coming to kill me from my ass? Or is that just, like, background sounds?
Yeah, that can get creepy. I think I prefer when it comes to like trying to freak me out and make me scared. I think I prefer the way Dark Souls is just usually more silent. Usually no noise at all, and you just walk like other than like your footsteps, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say the noise, like it's so silent that the noise itself that you hear scares you,
Yeah.
not necessarily like any like suspense sound effects.
Yeah, it's like I've been if there's like a long corridor you're just walking down, you're like, all right, I've been walking down this corridor for a while, and it's kind of dark. If I turn around, is something gonna be behind me and fucking kill me? You know,
And then you turn around, you accidentally break a bench that you didn't see, and that freaks you out.
Yeah. Especially since you can just walk into shit and fucking shatter boxes and crap. It's like, yeah, it's fun though.
It's a great game.
I think,
Fantastic.
fucking Sayonara Wild Hearts is really good sound design. Even though that game is like basically nearly all the music,
Yeah.
it's still like the actual sound effects sound really good. That's another game I need to get for my new Switch. My new Switch!
Man's happy about a piece of plastic.
Because I got two of them. One of them I
Alright.
got for free.
Right. So stupid.
Wait, what?
Oh, you gotta tell this story.
Since I already bought a fucking Steam Deck and my integrity was shattered into nothingness, I went ahead and ordered a Switch from Amazon, and they were like, it's like a week to get there. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then like the day it was supposed to show up, like at 10 o'clock that morning, they sent me an email like it couldn't be delivered. Fuck you. We're gonna send you a refund. I was like, all right, that sucks, but fuck it. So I went down to GameStop, another integrity crushing thing, and I just went and bought one because it was gonna be cheap. And then
And then it showed up.
And yeah, then like 2 or 3 days later, it shows up and they still sent me my refunds, still sent me my money. So I guess I have 2 Switches now.
Hey, man, now you can do the thing that I could never do, which is pretend like you have friends.
Hey, actually, now you can get black and white and get the easy mode and the hard mode.
Oh my god! Don't even talk about that. Well, Black and White was a DS game, so and
Yeah.
I already had 2 DSs. And who even needs a fucking easy mode in a Pokemon game?
But the hard mode.
Who needs a hard mode?
Some people do.
If you need a hard mode, just don't level up your Pokemon.
Yep. I've seen some really cool mods for that game though, like for the newer ones, or not newer, the older ones. Yeah.
Yeah. People have been going back and like just kind of fleshing them out and stuff.
Do you guys watch any speedruns at all?
I
Not
watched.
really.
I watched Small Ant.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, Small Ant has a lot of like really good Pokemon ones. He has like ones where you level down when you win,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That shit was.
or like
hilarious.
you're locked at level 5 and everyone else is level 1. Or no, yeah, you're locked at level 5, and there's another one where everyone is level 100, including the starting battles.
Wow.
The way to win on those is literally just you have to cheese.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of cool like little mods that people make for those games now that are like they're interesting and like they're obviously for streamers, like clearly like
Right. Yeah. There's no situation where you'd be doing this otherwise, because this is not fun.
you wouldn't be doing it just to like say you've done it. Like that's not that kind of thing.
Oh, dude,
But-
have you not seen the internet?
Fair enough.
Yeah, but you only see it on the internet because those people do it for the internet. They fucking literally post it there, so they do it just so they can say, "Hey, I did this insanely hard fucking challenge." It's like, okay,
I'm just saying.
Now, there's a
people
there's a-
love that
there's-
shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a difference though. There's the people who go, "I made this for no reason," and then you go, then you get that one internet guy who goes like, "I'm gonna go play this thing that was made for no reason for all of you, so that
Right.
you guys don't have to."
Dark Souls challenge where I get fucked in my ass with a spiked bat every time I die. It's like who are you doing that for?
It's okay. I'm about to do a Dark Souls challenge where I kill every single boss with a Guild Arts uppercut. That's my next Demon Souls playthrough. Is I'm
Yeah.
I'm getting the Hand of God
And then
And-
fucking punching everybody.
well, not necessarily that I'm going to punch everybody. It's the fact that I'm going to kill every boss with Guild Arts
kill
uppercut.
Okay.
Because his heavy attack is literally just Guild Arts uppercut from Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
He does this slow charging uppercut, and that slowly builds up, and then he goes, "Hooah!" straight in the air.
Didn't like a Fairy Tail game come out that everybody was saying was good?
Oh, is it the RPG?
Something like that. Yeah. People were like, "This is actually a good game."
I remember hearing essentially that it was unoffensive, but that it wasn't a particularly
Oh.
fantastic game.
The problem with that is that Fairy Tail is offensive as fuck. So
The gameplay, my guy.
still.
On Google, it has a 94%.
Jesus.
Let me see.
That must be purely from fucking Fairy Tail fans.
Probably. Let's see. I'm trying to find the reviews. Fairy Tail game reviews. What's the good source to get reviews from?
My gut.
I mean, other than that.
I
don't
like
know.
Metacritic, I guess, because usually they
gonna
have
say, yeah.
usually they have like a reviewer score and a.
All right, so it's
Since it's an aggregate.
It's a okay. So here's a better score. 71 critic score, 5.8 user score. Not great.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
you
go.
Not so hot.
Holy
Oh
shit.
god, it looks like a PS2 game on the Switch.
Wow. To be fair, you can say that about a few games on the Switch.
Yeah, but like a lot of games on the Switch at least are like look clean and crisp.
Right, yeah.
This is pixelated.
Ugh. Yeah.
Now, I wonder if it's the video quality? No. Alright.
No, they're just matching the quality of the game to the quality of the series as a whole, so.
Let me look it up on YouTube.
You're
See
really
if it's
oofed right there, my guy.
fairly
Fucking Fairy Tail sucks. Everyone under the sound of my voice, just read One Piece instead. It's way better.
Speaking
It's,
of,
it's less gross.
Speaking of One Piece. I've watched 80 episodes in the last month.
Nice. What arc are you in?
I'm just about done with Whole Cake Island.
Okay, sweet.
They're trying to get out right now.
Whole Cake is hype. So you watched the fight with Katakuri?
Almost finished it. It's halfway done.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's like one of the best fights of the series.
it's pretty fucking great so far. I'm pretty happy with getting back into One Piece. Pretty happy.
Yeah. Go figure. There's some hype shit happening right now, like in the manga. Like there's a big war going on, and it's just crazy. Like every chapter is like, I can't believe it. I can't fucking believe it. I cannot believe it.
That's fucking great. I love that kind of shit. I'm gonna post this real quick. Yeah, it looks like a PS2 game. Maybe my brain is just like up-resing PS2 games because of nostalgia, but
I can kind of tell just from this screenshot in the first thing. Oh, I fucking hate that kind of. I hate that kind of interacting with the enemies where you run up to them and then hit them and then the battle starts. I can't stand that.
Okay, that's a
shit.
little bit better.
it's like maybe a PS3 game.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good.
It looks like a fucking 3DS game. Ooh.
But yeah, so that's Fairy Tail. All right.
Fairy Tail's bad. It got really bad in the last few chapters, where it's clearly just gave the fuck up. The last arc is the biggest
Flop.
fuck this ever. It's just reading it, you're like, does anybody give a shit about what's going on in the story right now? Because none of it makes sense, and none of it is good.
I gotcha.
Anyway, hey, you know what? Speaking of terrible shit, so I played Pokemon Sword,
Okay.
and
I love your transitions.
this game kind of stinks. This is probably the worst Pokemon game I've played in a while. Definitely way worse than what was it, Sun and Moon. What the fuck is this? Oh, shitpost. So the new Dynamax thing, before I even get anything else, the new Dynamax gimmick is just a gimmick.
Okay.
There's no depth to it. There's no,
What's the story reason for it again?
they can just do it.
It just happens.
Some big Pokemon showed up one day and was like, now everything can Dynamax. So now there's, specific spots where they can Dynamax. And that's the story.
My magical shit allows your Pokemon to Dynamax.
Basically. Literally, the thing shows up. The two legendary Pokemon apparently stop it. The mascots of the game. And now everything can Dynamax. And nobody understands why. They keep talking about, we're researching Dynamaxing and what it's all about. But all you find out is that a Pokemon showed up and made it possible.
Lovely.
And also that they're not really getting big. There's a thing you can read that tells you that it's just an illusion, and they're not actually huge.
Can we get the Pokemon what's it called, rock paper scissors game where you can decide to attack or dodge? So if someone doesn't attack and you use the dodge function, it uses your turn, but it doesn't use any PP, so you just dodge.
No, because there are already moves that literally do that.
I gotcha.
But they absorb PP, so
Exactly. I want the Pokemon fighting.
yeah,
game
you
that's
just want the
Tekken.
easy thing.
I just want Pokemon. What's it called? What's the fighting game?
Pokken tournament.
Pokken.
I just want
Yeah.
Pokken, but with more characters.
Oh, that's what I need to get. Pokken. But
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome.
I've been thinking about Switch games I need to get, and I have a list, but I'm mostly just waiting for Metroid Dread to come out. But yeah, it just sucks. So even though they're not really getting big, it's just an illusion. They their health triples, and then they get max moves, which are just do you have a fire move? Well, then it's max flare now. Do you have a fighting type move? Well, then it's max fist or whatever the fuck. But depending on the Pokemon, it might do like a tiny little sliver of their health, and it just makes battles last like 3 or 4 times as long as they need to, and like later on in the DLC, they literally have like an area that's just like Dynamax battles, like one after the other. So it takes so fucking long to get through, and at the end of them, there's like a legendary Pokemon. So that's supposed to make it worth it, but it's just a miserable experience the whole fucking time. It sucks. They really should have stopped at fucking Mega Evolutions and then moved the gimmick to something else. Change up something else about the world instead of like making a different thing for the Pokemon every single fucking time.
Yeah.
The thing is, I like the Dynamax in theory. I just don't like how it's executed.
It's just trash. It's really, really fucking bad. It's like there is a good idea there, like making Pokemon gigantic, especially when you have like certain, like they have also Gigantamaxing, which is there are certain Pokemon that when they Dynamax they change forms.
That's cool.
So there's some Pokemon that like there's one that like it turns into a giant building, or it turns into a giant like evil like tokusatsu monster. Cool shit like that, but every other Pokemon is just it's just a regular like
Pokemon.
It just gets big and it gets shitty moves.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was like. So I like it in the lore of Pokemon because those battles are obviously super televised, right? So like it's cool.
Yeah, there's like this whole like there's this whole like big arena thing. Like all the gym battles are in big arenas and they're always showcased because the thing you're doing is the gym challenge, and it's like this. It's like a big official thing. The region like sponsors everything. There's a guy who like sponsors all the whole big tournament thing with his company, and it becomes like a tournament in the end. There's no like, there isn't an Elite Four. You just fight like 4 gym leaders that you beat already, and then you'll fight like you'll fight your rival, and then you'll fight the champion.
Yeah.
And it's like a big but the way they kind of push you through it almost feels like cultish. Like it's not. It feels less like you're doing a challenge and more like this is just this weird cult's way of giving you your coming of age thing. It's really freaky, especially like when like the shit starts to go down, like the story, which even the story is really like flat and kind of goes nowhere. Once that kind of starts going down, the older characters will still just go, don't worry about it, just finish the gym challenge. Like the gym challenge isn't really a big deal to them.
I always wondered that about Pokemon games, like, because you never really hear the adult story other than the ones that succeeded.
Yeah, you never really you like, other than like other trainers you battle, you like adult Pokemon trainers are kind of weird to see.
Yeah, so like I'm just thinking, man, what is the military like in Pokemon World?
Well, it's funny you asked that because Lieutenant Surge, the 3rd gym leader in like the 1st generation, was part of the U.S. military.
Yeah. So, but again, he's just a Pokemon master. What about the rest?
I want to say the show has gotten into that a little bit, or like the military shows up whenever like a monster's destroying the Earth or some crazy shit. But
because I just imagine an entire squad of military people on the back of Wailord doing D-Day. Just like,
well, I think because in Generation 3, I think the water bad guys, Team Aqua, I think they were like pirates or whatever, but I think their leader used to be a member of some sort of navy or something.
Because I was gonna say, like, the closest thing you get to like what I'm talking about is like not Team Rocket, but Team Aqua and Team whatever the fire one is.
Team Magma.
Yeah, like that's the closest you see to like an organized group of like.
Later on, when the groups become like Team Rocket was mostly just like a gang. They're like
Yeah,
a bunch of thugs,
they're
you know.
like thieves. They're like thieves, like group thieves.
Yeah, and like they had Giovanni at the top, but that was like a like a low level mafia type thing. But like
weren't militant, though.
like teams later on, like Team Magma and Team Aqua and Team Plasma and shit, they were like trying to conquer the Earth.
Yeah.
You know, they were trying to like destroy like Team Plasma, they were trying to like destroy our dimension and shit. So it like
And one little child stopped them rather
Right,
than
yeah.
this group of like Navy SEALs don't show up to raid.
Yeah, but that's how these stories go, right? Like it's the adults never do anything. They they just stand back and let the teenagers, the kids handle everything.
They gotta sell the kids, bro.
Right, exactly. You can't have a story where the shit goes down and then all the adults are hyper competent and they solve the problem before you even have a chance to notice it happens.
Well, I mean, I just hope there is like stuff in the background that like that you hear about like small things here and there.
No. They're like in
like-
every single Pokemon game, basically everyone is fucking useless. And it's up to you to save the day.
I just imagine Lieutenant Surge is like seeing Ash and goes, "I remember when I was his age, I took down 15 guards by myself with just this Raichu."
My right, you've seen some shit.
My Raichu. Like, you were such a good Pokemon trainer that you never see the evils of the world because your Pokemon take care of it.
I would love to see like what Pokemon Vietnam was.
Exactly.
You know,
Like
people
just-
bringing like Machamps and Machokes to the fucking jungle and shit to fight fucking
you
dark
step in
types.
the wrong you step in the wrong like sand pit and it's just magma at the bottom filled it with magma, so
Yeah.
you just fall into a pit of that. Like there's so much fucked up shit in Pokemon that like you can't really think about, or else it's just like the world's over, isn't it?
Dude,
It's
like
just-
the original Pokemon games are like really dark. Like
yeah.
there was like people would die, and there was like fucking they were talking about cloning and genetics and weird shit. And
Or like how in the Johto games, fucking Blaine's lab from the original games is gone
yeah,
because
it
of a
fucking got
volcano.
destroyed by a volcano. Yeah. He's just like standing like next to it or whatever the fuck. Like yeah, like fucking Jim got destroyed. Yeah, that's another thing that makes like the second generation so good is that like time moved forward, and they did shit happened to them in the meantime. Like the
Yeah.
world didn't just stay stagnant, which kind of feels like how the world is now in a lot of the games.
I don't know, man.
But yeah, Sword, and okay, so everything else about Sword and Shield, they had like a pretty decent idea, where like with like these wild areas where you can find basically Pokemon anywhere from like level 12 to level 60. They're just kind of wandering around a lot of the time. But if a Pokemon is like beyond, like, you know how in the old games you couldn't like have a Pokemon over a certain level without a certain badge. Like you couldn't, like if you caught it, it just wouldn't listen to you. Well, now you just can't catch it, period, if you don't have a certain badge. If a Pokemon's level 50, you don't have the fucking proper badge for that, you just can't catch it.
That's weird.
It's hyper annoying because, you know me, I grind the fuck out of my shit. So, by the time I'm at that point where I don't have that badge, the Pokemon I'm trying to catch are like 10 levels weaker than my Pokemon. So it's like I can easily catch them right now, but because the game says I can't for an arbitrary reason, I can't. Which it's dumb because once you get all the badges, you're able to just catch Pokemon that are like ridiculously high leveled. Because they're just wandering around the area. But it's still a pretty decent idea though, because it did help me grind. The fact that there are Pokemon just wandering around and Pokemon in the grass that are like pretty decently high leveled, like from the jump.
Yeah.
So like, but the problem with that is also that there are like more traditional traveling areas that you can go through, but you never go back to those areas. You always just go back to the wild areas because that's the easiest place to grind and catch Pokemon. So it's like I'm not being encouraged to actually travel around and look at the place. I'm basically encouraged to go to a place once, do whatever annoying puzzle is there, and then never return. which is like that kind of goes against like everything that Pokemon's kind of about. You know, that like they're very like up until you get like Fly or whatever, they're very big on you going and adventuring around and looking at places and learning what's there. But this just feels like they're trying to rush you through everything. Like they even started giving you like waypoints and fucking like there's a if you open up your main menu, it'll just immediately have like whatever your current quest is, which is I don't know I was saying it before, but now Pokemon games have become really way too fucking easy. Like now when you beat like when you win a fight, beat a Pokemon now, you not only get experience for beating the Pokemon, knocking it out, you also get experience for catching Pokemon now. And your entire team gets experience.
Now that I heard about, and I'm like, that's silly.
It's too much.
Yeah, like,
you know,
I like it, but that's how you know it's too easy.
Like it's convenient, and I don't mind like even like getting experience when you catch a Pokemon. I kind of don't mind that, you know, because that's still like I went through all the trouble of fucking catching a shit. Give me something more than just catching it, right? But let me catch it, and then everybody gets experience, or I beat somebody and everybody gets experience. Well, now I'm not even gonna bother using like 2 or 3 of the Pokemon on my team. They'll just be like reserves for the off chance that like my strong guys get knocked out, you know.
I was gonna say, like, the thing about it I see is like there used to be an item that you could get that would give your experience every
Yeah,
that item just became
always.
Like, well, they like in I think in Sun and Moon they give you that item and then you can just turn it on and it does it for all your Pokemon. I think in the game previous to that,
it was a held item. You had to give it to a specific Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but you would give it to the first Pokemon you gave, and then it would do that for all the Pokemon on your team.
Yeah.
And
like,
now you don't have to have the item at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, why would you do that when you could just have everybody like you go get the item? Like that should be a reward, not a consistent.
Right. And now like now it's like in the DLC they just give you an item that ups the amount of experience your Pokemon can get, but like it's just a permanent buff. There's no turning it on or off. There's no handing it to a Pokemon or anything. They just go, you can get more experience in battles now, you know, and that's it. You didn't earn it. You just walked up to a character and they gave it to you. Okay. No, actually a character walks up to you and they give it to you.
Give it to you.
So, the games are getting like ridiculously like way too easy. They're just, you know, there's no like excitement anymore. I don't feel like excited to find a new place or go to a new gym or anything. I don't even get excited when I'm like, I don't know, leveling up and evolving Pokemon anymore. There's like one moment in the DLC where you get this like Kung Fu Bear Pokemon and you do stuff with him that's cool, but then that's over pretty quickly. And then I don't know, just the games are not fun, I guess. These new games are just kind of not fun. Like, it feels like everything's kind of being handed to you all the fucking time, and you're just being pushed in a direction. You're not really allowed to play the game. You're just being told how to do the game. I will say that the characters are actually pretty fun. There's actually some pretty decent like character interactions. Like, one of your rivals gets kicked out of the gym challenge for being an asshole, but he comes back as a fucking gym dude, like what the fuck are they called?
Trainer, like gym trainer.
The leader of the gym leaders.
Gym leader.
Jesus. Yeah, he comes back later as a gym leader because at one point the fairy gym leader is like an old lady, and she's like, I fucking hate being a gym leader. I'm old and crusty. So she's constantly looking for like someone to replace her, and she battles you like, ooh, maybe if you defeat me, I'll make you the new gym leader. But of course, she just, even if you beat her, she's like, nah, you're not the one. But one of your the rival who got kicked out, comes back later during like the final battles or whatever as the new fairy gym leader. It was like a cool progression of his character.
Okay.
And like the main rival Hop, who's like your
Friend.
Yeah, he's like the friend. He's the fucking the other hero. He's like the Sasuke to your Naruto, basically.
Except nice.
And way lamer.
That is the combo.
Yeah, he's actually like he's really shit. Like at one point he gets beat and like eventually he just starts taking L's like consistently. Like even if he goes, I beat this gym leader, I did great. Like the next scene he'll get beat by somebody or he'll challenge you and you'll beat him. So there's like post game stuff where these guys show up and challenge you to a fight. And like you beat your guy, and then you look over and you just see Hop on the ground, like I lost. No. He just sucks.
Yep.
So he's there too, I guess, and he does. The rivals are also getting kind of weird. His writing is his older brother is the champion right now, or whatever. He has some good stuff, like. When he starts like doubting himself and he starts kind of being introspective and shit, that's interesting. But him running around and being all hyper positive and being like, "Hey, let's battle! I'm gonna beat you!" and then you thrash him, and then it's just nothing. Like there's nothing there when it's just you and him. When it's him and like his brother or him and any other character, there's so much more going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. These are definitely the worst of these Pokemon games. Worse than Sun and Moon, I think. Like, I didn't like Sun and Moon because they were too much of, like, a vacation. But I really don't like these because they're too much, like... they're trying to be something else that's not Pokemon, I think. Yeah.
Oh, well. Alright.
Hey, if you need to buy a Switch game and you're thinking, I'm going to buy Pokemon, buy No More Heroes 3 instead. They're completely different games, and you'll probably hate it. But hey, at least you bought No More Heroes 3.
At least you gave my company money.
At least you gave the game I like money.
Yep.
Hopefully they do some DLC, because the ending to No More Heroes 3 is fucking batshit.
Yeah, but it's a No More Heroes game, so like, duh.
No More Heroes 3 is a little more batshit than any of the previous games.
That's impressive.
There's some shit that I was like, I'm completely lost. Like, as a guy who's like played all the games, I'm still looking at it like I don't understand what the fuck's going on here at all. Because apparently, shit just happens with no explanation. There's a lot of shit in there that's just like, oh, this character's completely different. Why? Because he watched Thor. So now he's a completely different character. Including losing an accent. Or like at the very beginning of the game, Travis is in like his hair is all like down. It's not styled. He's like in a neck brace. He's got like a cast, and he's just in his underwear. And you're like, what the fuck happened to Travis? And they never explain it.
Wonderful.
And it's fucking amazing.
All right.
How is it that every single fucking time we do this fucking podcast, like, someone decides to rev their chainsaw? I don't get it. I don't get it.
If they just hear it, they're like, podcast time.
Right, yeah.
So, hey, Derek.
Yo, what's up?
We all played one video game that, like, caught our attention. I know you didn't play much, but did you play a game that caught your attention?
Like, recently?
Yeah, like last month and a half.
I played My Time at Porsche a bit.
My time.
It's like a 3D Stardew. That isn't really doing it enough like credit, but it essentially is the same kind of vibe. It's okay. It's a little. I think Stardew does it a little bit better, but I think it's also just kind of a
Okay.
like a disseparation of the medium, because the 3D just doesn't translate as well. And then I started playing Valorant again. Let me see what was on my Steam really quick.
Hold on. My Time at Porsche looks like a phone game.
Yeah, and it is available on your phone, so hey. But it's a fun, like, I'm not taking it seriously. I'm not trying to optimize it or whatever, so I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna have fun.
It's just that this art style is very like Clash of Clans and
Genshin
like
Impact.
right, like every kind of game you've seen that's like on like a YouTube ad or some shit.
Oh, you know what I did? I don't know if we talked about this because I think I finished it after we started taking the break. I finished It Takes Two.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Kayla and I finished it.
How was that?
It was good, I guess, is like the best way to put it. It didn't run out of ideas, but it definitely felt like it stayed a little bit too long, you know?
Really?
Because I was
Is it like? Does the gameplay like hold up? Is it like?
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's the fucking characters. Like the issue is like it's only at the very 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 end of the game where they kind of like resolve everything, and even up until that point they're still kind of like bickering and not being like adults about shit, you know?
Yeah.
And
Like,
so
does it feel like there's no like they're not building up to a resolution? It just resolves at the end.
it feels like maybe a lot of the no, I mean there is a lot of building up. Like the actual cutscenes are fine. It's like the in-game shit that is like the comments in-game, even though like they're supposed to be like during X time, it feels very much like they decided like they wrote all the in-game like dialogue first and then wrote the cutscenes after because it's a little disjointed.
So it's like a ludonarrative dissonance type thing where like what the characters are doing in game don't reflect what's happening in cutscenes, like with fucking Uncharted and stuff. And
Yeah, well, it's more.
other games like that.
It's not even the gameplay. It's literally just the dialogue that happens during gameplay versus the dialogue that happens during cutscenes.
That's what I mean.
But
like
yeah.
Yeah, there's stuff that's happening in gameplay, like during gameplay, is not the same as what's happening during cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah, but Kayla and I took
Yeah.
our time through that, and I think it was 12 hours. So you could probably speedrun it, and like, well, you could probably speedrun it by finding some clip, but let's see. Let me check really quick. Yeah, it was 13-ish hours essentially.
I know that Dev makes pretty short games because they also made a Way Out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely one that you're supposed to play with like a bunch of people, like multiple
Right,
times. But like, and it was fine. It was fun, but it definitely felt like maybe it was kind of overstaying its welcome a little bit. But it was also a $40 game, so I was kind of going in expecting it to be like a 4 to 6 hour game, and ended up being double that.
Okay.
But the mechanics were fine and fun, and each section of the game was unique, and that's like all the bad things I can say are just like the dialogue was a little weird, and I was getting a little bit tired of it by the very end. But
Okay.
yeah, but the ending was good, although super cliche, so whatever.
The whole story is kind of cliche. It's kind of a little bit of an obvious story. It's not very subtle.
Yeah, well, it's whatever. And then I started playing Valkyria Chronicles again, but I haven't really gotten that far. And that was basically it. Like, I haven't really gamed that much.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
Should we call it a podcast?
Yeah, because I really don't want to talk about Ultra Age.
I don't want to talk about the Sony stuff really either.
We'll
Wait
catch
a
up on-
minute.
Oh, shit.
There was a Sony thing, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Didn't they announce something?
They announced a
Big.
bunch of things.
They did. They showed off like the new God of War and stuff and all that crap.
Yeah, like I said, I don't feel like talking about that this week.
Nah.
Let's catch up on next week.
Hell yeah.
We'll do news. This was like our catch-up podcast. We'll do a news podcast next week.
Sounds good.
Alright, yeah. Now that we're back.
Now that we're back.
Hell yeah.
We're back, baby. Brooke
Alright.
is cool.
Brick is the best.
Brooke is fucking Soul King, baby. Alright, anyways, yeah. That's a podcast. Where can we find you guys?
Derek.
You can find me at Cayman Second on most platforms, basically.
Alright, where can we find you, Deshaun?
You can find me, Mr. Urban Buddha, on Twitter, Super Urban Buddha on Twitch, and Mr. Urban Buddha on YouTube.
And you can find me, Cameron, at I Press the Buttons on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Somehow, you'll find me.
And laugh at yourself. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bitch!